for a takeoff. So map 2 and 3, I would say, is kind of where I'm keeping my eyes. But a Summit Hardpoint opening things up. The thing that we did not talk about yet is a lot of the top seeds from Europe last week had some tough times getting going. You know, even teams like Nova had a tough 3-map opening series against the number 8 seed then. So is there something similar here? I will say you just don't want to get behind the 8 ball on a map like Summit Hardpoint because it can get out of hand real quick.
Yeah, rotation is going to be absolutely key right there, especially locking down the spawns when it comes to P3. That's going to be the main focal point for most of these teams, and we'll see if maybe this Cold Showers team can make something happen. Early on in their formation in the year, they had a lot of struggles. They would get out to these big leads in Hardpoint, but they struggled to close out the games. They've become a lot more consistent when it comes to closing things out, and I think they've definitely got some potential to at least make things close here against Tribe.
Well, here we go. Let's get it on. North America starts right now for stage number 4. Legacy, the first one in. Already getting some pre-fire on towards Jez, but it's Tribe who wins the opening exchange, utilizing the high ground positions well, but Pepe finding a little bit of finesse. Nice little double, and just like that, Cold Showers is in for a little bit early time.
And Pepe is going to get immediately beamed off right here. We talked a lot last week about the importance of the 5th man. I think coming into this weekend and this matchup, Pengi's going to be the player that you got to watch. He's been very, very hit or miss. When he's popping off, he's going crazy. But when he's struggling, they have a really rough time. He's going to find a big kill onto Vague right there, but immediately traded out. It is going to be Tribe. It looks like picking up the majority of the rest of this scrap time. They look to push from Connector right there, but going to get shut down as well. It is Veteran dropping into the hard point. Very, very back and forth off the start here.
I think the biggest thing, though, about this is as we're starting to see these engagements transpire, it is Tribe who routinely are coming away with the numbers, and as we have the last 5 seconds of scrap time to contest over, you start to make your moves over towards the catwalk, and as Tribe make their initial maneuvers, it works out very successfully. Straight kill feed going the way of Tribe, and it's Cold Showers that need to find a way to respond.
And you'll see 10-man KSPs right now. There is absolutely no variety, and I don't anticipate we'll see a whole lot in the North American region. They've stuck to it for the most part. Interestingly enough, we haven't seen many kilos, but I know North America has enjoyed sticking to their kilo as far as the long-range options go. So this is the pre-nerf version of the KSP, and you're seeing just exactly the reason why these guys are sticking with it is consistency right now for Tribe. Jez, probably the most underrated player on this Tribe roster, at least as far as for people who don't watch the competitive scene. He has been one of the top fraggers, if not the best fragger in North America this season, and he's already building some big streaks as he moves up to 10 kills on the board.
Well, he's already got himself on towards an early Goliath potentially, but I will say the Purifiers, 2 of them spent, and maybe not the most significant time towards the hard point as you're looking for if you're Tribe, but it does allow you a free rotation over towards the ski lip. Tectonic watching out towards the snow pathway. He will get the first point of contact on the 2 different members, but the team shots are good. Goliath called in very early here, and it will be collected just before you have Cold Showers hitting along the flanks. Now a very difficult situation here. No specialists earned for Cold Showers to try to deal with this, and you have to feel like Tribe is looking to snowball this map out of control early.
And right now, you saw those Cold Shower players so close to breaking spawns right there, but Jez in the Goliath turns around, takes out the player looking to rotate, and I mean, one thing we talked about a lot last week is how many poor Goliath uses we saw out of even the top European teams. Not seeing that right here out of Tribe as they get some big time value, and he should be able to solo hold this for a big chunk and maybe potentially another full 60.
It's looking that way. I mean, Legacy can do nothing but just sit and wait, and the rest of his team's already on rotation for crying out loud, so there's really no way that Cold Showers could test this. Oh boy, and getting out of hand really quickly here. Tribe absolutely dominating. And as they start to make their move across the middle of the map, every elimination will allow a possible spawn flip here. You already see number 1 in blue. Legacy's already on the backside trying to finesse for scrap. But the thing about it is he wants to make sure his team can start earning any time. And, well, it's not been great news so far. You have to get good operator usage right here for your Cold Showers trying to bring this game back to level terms.
Tech's going to get taken down right there. Looking up at the scoreboard, it's Pepe doing the majority of the carrying and trying to keep his team afloat right now as the 100-point gap elapses. How do you let
the
Goliath march all the way across the map, and he's still above 50 HP. You have got to counter better than that. I don't care if it's FHJs. You got to get somebody pushed out, get some nades on it, and Jez going to go ahead and blow up the Goliath so he can respawn right there. But, man, if you're Cold Showers, you cannot give them that much value.
No, not at all. I mean, you're really seeing Tribe is doing a great job of winning the hard point and then bumping past it, trying to create a bit of a perimeter around the objective itself, where we just have not had that yet for Cold Showers. Now, of course, to be granted, they've been fighting up against every single resource in the game against them. So Pengy will now have a purifier of his own, but with only 8 seconds remaining, you're not really going to get a lot on this. I mean, he hasn't even barely used any of the fuel for it, and yeah, you get a little bit of scrap time here, but you find no value trying to break back in towards the PC setup here at 1, and it's going to be just about a 100-point lead for Tribe through the first set of hills.
And obviously this top side control going to be crucial as they rotate back as well. Get some information onto Pepe. He's going to get taken down right there. Players already on the inside of the hard point for Tribe, and you got to expect the lead will continue to grow just across the board. It's Cold Showers getting gunned left and right. Jez, we talked about his slaying ability, already up at 22 right there. And we talked about the importance of the fifth man, Pengy, the only player remaining in double digits. They got to find a way to get him going and looking. Oh my gosh, at the KDs. Jez sitting on 24-7. What a performance out of him so far.
Casual for the new guy up this year. And Tribe just not even getting contested here on the first hill, and you can just start to see the breakdown coming out of Cold Showers. Lots of individual one-by-one challenges starting to come through, really not hitting everything at the same time, and finally an opportunity to get Pepe in the back line, so at least open up and contest some of this time, and it's a good follow-up from the rest of Cold Showers, so an opportunity to get some of the scrap time. The big question is, can you hold on to the second floor as you start to make your way over towards 2, because you have to string the scrap into initial if you want to have a shot at this map.
That's the closest thing we've seen to a break out of Cold Showers so far for the most part. They've been barely able to touch any of the hard points, and Jez going to pull out a Pred missile. That looked like he was going to clear the hard point, but I don't know that he got any kills out of it. Doesn't really matter. Meg finds a 2-piece, make it a 3-piece with that purifier in hand.
Oh boy.
And it's just barbecue chicken over here as he tries to pull out the hunter-killer drone, maybe an inopportune time. Regardless, Tribe going to be able to find the break, and they continue to stack the time.
And the thing about it, and I really need to challenge all of you at home to keep your eye on the minimap as soon as you start to see convincing breaks like that out of Tribe, because they're not just sitting and being statuesque on the hill. They're finding a way to create extra buffer around the zone, and it's making life so damn difficult for Cold Showers to do anything. I'm sure at some points in time, Cold Showers is thinking we have to force out operators just to try to get a break attempt, and you can see what's happening. It's not going well. Another clean kill feed, and all 5 members of Tribe start to make their way across to the left side of the map for hold 3.
Oh, dangerous position for Jesus right now. They cannot afford to let spawns get broken. I don't know if he realizes Jez is pushing right there, and just like that, the spawns should break, assuming the gunfights go their way. It's still Cold Showers players spawning in the back right here. They do manage to lock down spawns. An attempt at a contest from Bolu right here. Knows there's a player around the corner. Can he win the gunfight? Yes, he does. I don't think that's going to give Tribe spawns, so Cold Showers can maintain, but they got to get inside the hard point.
But even for not having spawns, this is the beauty of what we saw from Tribe last year, and arguably, at least so far, they're starting to show it maybe better here in the early stages of Stage 4 this year. You get 2 players in the back. Cold Showers is so worried about the spawns that Tribe walk into the front of the hard point, and that turns into the eventual flip, and Cold Showers just really not winning the war on any front at the moment. 230-69 the current score. Purifiers being called out in desperate measures for Cold Showers, but nothing's heating them up at the moment, including how about the pinch coming around the backside here from Tribe, trying to get back to make sure they can try to put this game away. If not here, definitely on the opening time at 4.
And Cold Showers finds a way to flip spawns, but at this point, the hard point, you don't want to flip spawns. Like, obviously you don't want to let them win, but that lets everybody on Tribe get set up, and they only need 13 seconds.
Yeah.
At this point, the game's gone anyway. It's not going to make much of a difference what they do one way or another, but Tribe showing exactly why they are the top dog in North America this season. And man, especially for a team that has been so solidified, has really worked hard on their teamwork, their rotations, and it seemed like the team chemistry was building. It's kind of unbelievable how big this gap is.
I think the thing is, as much as you sit here and you look at a 100-point club that's going to come through and you start to discredit Cold Showers, I'm more just flat out impressed by how Tribe played this map. From start to finish, their ability to stay scrappy in these 50-50 battles, these even trade affairs that happen on the hill, and then turn that into a numbers advantage, and then turn that into creating space around the hard point. That's what you want to see if you're a true COD fan, and that's just absolutely beautifully executed from Tribe Gaming, who take a very convincing map number 1, and all of a sudden, the conversation to Cold Showers gets extremely dicey.
And right now, I mean, Pengi started to pick things up, so if anything, that's a good sign for them. But you look at Veteran at 0.5 KD in that map. That cannot happen going up against a team like Tribe. And as expected, Jez not only top fragging, not only a 2+ KD, but the most time in the hard point as well, picking up 2 minutes. I think he's going to be one of the players to watch and definitely a chance for an MVP for the North American region.
Oh, early call from Bobby. Hold on. You can't just slide that in casually.
I know Dan Verdict at home would back me up on that one, so right. I'm going to slide it in there.
All right, I like that. Just want to keep you guys in the loop as well. There are multiple matches going on at once here for Swiss round 1. Kind of some score updates as we'll take a look in to see how Stamina's faring up against Latin Souls. And at the moment, it's actually a really tight affair, also playing on Summit Hardpoint. Also going on right now, NYSL Mayhem have about a 50-point lead up against Team Mobility, although it is a little bit close. But we jump in to try to finish off this map number 1 between 2 squads listed as the 4th and 5th seed. This is a really important matchup to get out of this match and get up to the 1-0 bracket to give yourself the best chance to qualify for Sunday.
This is super surprising for me because coming into this weekend, I feel like I felt like Stamina was miles ahead of DST, or I guess now they're known as Latin Souls. We got a lot of name changes coming into this weekend for North America. But you look at the gap in the kills. You got Vibin at 37. You got Jokbu down at 13 over on Latin Souls, and they are still in the game right now. You got to think the rotation's playing a big factor, and even though we do have Stamina winning right now, this is the former Wicked roster, and in Stage 3, we actually dubbed them Team Bobby. I felt like they were an underrated roster that has something to prove, and they definitely did so in making it into that 4th spot. But man, oh man, you got to focus in on those rotations. Looking at the scoreboard, this map's a lot closer than it should be.
Yeah, it is looking like it's going to be Stamina to walk away with it, though, with these streaks that are being earned, specialists as well. Still an opportunity, but you have to win not just the scrap time here for Latin Souls. You also have to get a convincing kill feed to start to change this map dynamic and get onto the left side if you want to get over towards D3. Vibin shut down, not able to get any shots of the Annihilator out. Good stuns coming over, so Latin Souls back in for the break. 15 seconds to fight for. Reckless seems to think that's the time for him to go, and with the help of Losty, they will be able to successfully break Losty for a triple. Not able to finish off the final, but help is around the corner, and that will likely be enough for Stamina to put the game out of reach, and so it will be. But as you mentioned, a surprising first opening map here with a tight affair.
Yeah, that's definitely not what I expected. And obviously, we talked about some of these teams a little bit slow coming off the start. Maybe you don't have a scrim to start the day. Whatever it would be, obviously, you can see the Stamina roster slaying out. The question is, once you start to get to go against those top teams, are you hitting the rotations?
And I think the thing on top of that is, it's not just how good you are at individually being able to outslay your opponents, but collectively as a squad. Is the chemistry good? Do you have this kind of subconscious built up as far as good kill feed, this is what happens next? You don't have to communicate through that 2nd and 3rd layer of some of these respawns like Tribe obviously doesn't have to. They're very much so in tune with one another. So yeah, definitely some things to look at. But again, our featured match will stay with Tribe and Cold Showers. A convincing map number 1, but with the desk head laid out, and what everyone's curious about is how deep will the playbook be on Search and Destroy for Tribe Gaming, because in Stage 5, I won't say that they were weakest in that game mode, but there were vulnerabilities that we definitely mentioned last year.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is pretty impressive how much Tribe has solidified in their Search and Destroy. The one thing I will say, they don't have somebody on their roster that I would consider like a sniper main.
Sure.
So we have that over on the side of Cold Showers. We got Jesus Can Save You, who basically, as long as he's been in the competitive scene, he's been like a go-to sniper. That being said, there's absolutely some deadly snipers. You're going to want to keep an eye on Tectonic and on Bolu. We've seen Bolu slide into that role a little bit more. Tectonic been in it a little bit longer, but they're going to be the ones looking to counter Jesus Can Save You as we head into this matchup.
The opening attacks here for Tribe, as all 5 members are actually just going to flood over towards A, and the defense of Cold Showers is going to allow this to happen. Trophy systems are down to make sure some of these nades are a little less valuable. Long route now for Marshy as he works back over towards Hotel, but Vega's already forward. Gets a really good look at this defensive setup. Shuts down the initial trade. And Tribe win the initial set of gunfights as they look to approach and maybe just finish the round right here without even needing the plant.
Yeah, Pepe in a bad spot right there. That's going to leave Jesus all alone. Hipfire from the KSP is going to land, and based off the way that one went, not looking super hopeful for Cold Showers right here as well. Vague picks up a 4-piece, and definitely a strong start for him. This is another map where the KSP is really going to be able to shine, and does look like that's going to be the go-to weapon for the weekend for this Tribe roster. We do see Tectonic picking up that kilo that he does love so much. Didn't see it a whole lot in the other regions, but definitely expect to see that in his hands a good bit. And man, oh man, Tribe winning those gunfights off the start, but it was a man advantage, but just like that, my early pick for MVP, Jez finds 2.
It's tough scenes right there for Cold Showers. You had such a positional and numerical advantage in the round, and then it's just we didn't draw a line in the sand. We just kept pushing forward and allowed an opportunity for Tribe to respond, and boy, have they. So now it's a 3v2 the opposite way, favoring the attack, and it's Tribe all over towards A. First one up would be Legacy. Vague on the corner has gotten in towards Hay Bales, completely concealed. But as Legacy checks the opening corner, at least you have the idea that you can try to move and focus on the left-hand side. And, ooh, does he see the barrel of Bolo? Definitely should have. Slides on in as if to assume that he did, but doesn't make a difference. The kills still favor Tribe, and they take the second round.
Yeah, that rookie duo of Jez and Vague definitely going to be a lethal duo. You can't even call them an SMG duo because when you got 10-man KSPs on the map, I guess you got SMG quintuples or quintuplets, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be a very interesting push right here as everybody for this Cold Showers team going to go ahead and push the back alley, but they get torn to pieces. Marcia picks up 3 or 4 right there, and somehow it's going to be Cold Showers tying things up, 2 players apiece. But, man, that was an unusual push, really, for both teams.
Yeah. A bit surprising to see Tribe also try to force that angle once you know that Jesus Could Save You was playing backside over towards the deli to assist in that defense. So it's a quick rotation to A, 2v2. Post-plant retake now required, and you look towards this guy to see if he can find anything on the cross. Nothing initially. KSP is the backup, and he looks like he wants to take a long route. Interesting considering what the post-plant setup is for Tribe. Tectonic and Bolu are not going to give him anything.
Yep, he's going to see if he can find an angle and get a little bit of VOD review right here. Might know that they're trying to stick with that side plant. Tech's going to probably relay the information, and now they know exactly what they got to do. There's not enough time, but Veteran hopped the bomb right there. They have no idea where he is, and it looks like he might have the time to do it. Pulls off the defuse, and a huge first round for Cold Showers.
In the Cold Shower conference room, everyone says, well done, business partners. Firm handshakes all around. Wow. Just a little head fake and a lot of respect given to Jesus Could Save You, saying, let's avoid him at all costs. And a huge defensive round now all of a sudden tallied. Can you find a way to go back-to-back, though? Because Tribe have definitely started to hit the hold W key, so to speak, trying to run at him. But this time, a little bit of measured resistance for both teams as they look to try to feel each other out before making a commitment.
And this is a much more traditional start to the round. Typically, obviously, Tribe, they can play about as aggressive as they want to, but they're going to go ahead, play things passive right here, and it looks like Cold Showers content to play for the retake. They don't seem to have a whole lot of information right here, trying to see if the utility can connect. It will not, and big gunfight for Vague right there, but Pepe's going to come out on top. That should give them some map control to maybe push for the flank right here, but it doesn't look like they want to take it right now. We do still have Jesus up. Said he was going to be a big factor. He's already got Legacy. You got to find something right there. 2 people wide open, and he gets turned on. They still got the man advantage, but Tribe just looking to play time right here. They finally get the break on in. 2 players remain. They should have the plant toward boxes, and I don't know there's a ton of utility to work with. Veteran stays alive, but he's the only one remaining, and with that boxes plant, you got to hit a god shot right here. He's going to see if he can get the information, but Jez, all you got to do is hit 1 shot right here, and I don't think there's anything for Veteran to do.
Man, that's so tough. Legacy is in a great pivot point right down Main Street just to sit there and say, if we want to hit the flank, I can watch the cross. If we want to try to flood from the front, I can hit my own pinch and absolutely just get smoked backside of the offensive tank and statue. And a round that looked good for Cold Showers to utilize initially after the post-plant retake, immediately foiled, and now it's all of a sudden 3-1 count. But look at Cold Showers, aggressive right down the middle of the map. But measured once again is Tribe, and they're in a really good spot to respond to this, pending, of course, they know it's a double stack of Pengy and Veteran over towards the backside of the tank.
And if they can get a wrap toward Broken, they might be able to make something happen. But obviously, you got the snipers watching the cross, not going to let anything happen right there. And Marshy's going to be the man to make the play, looking to get pushed up a little bit right here. Players back to back. I think we heard a sniper shot go through, but Marshy gets taken down in that broken wall area. That's going to be a huge opener. A couple trades. Jez finds 2. Man, oh man, what an aggressive push out of Vague right here, and that's going to give them A-site control.
It's a great read. It really is. Hey, you know, you've got an opportunity to isolate. Now, the good news here for Cold Showers is that you did get Pepe around the back, but that's only mild forms of success as you lose Jesus Can Save You from the front. So it's going to have to be incredible shots out of Pepe. Hits the first. Still a KSP to work with for now. What is a 1v2? Bolo on the corner is the next real big contest. Quick Snipe will not be there, and Tribe will take their 4th round.
And honestly, you got to think, had that one gunfight for Legacy maybe gone a different way, this could be within reach for Cold Showers right now. But they now find themselves in a 3-point gap, and Tribe they're so consistent.
Yeah.
You got to take every hole that you can get, and Cold Showers has not been able to capitalize. You see a whole lot of damage right there, but no kills going through. Jez and Tech both going to be able to regen, and looking at the map, it's Pepe in position to maybe foil this push.
Gotta have it.
That's so many missed gunshots,
Yep.
and once again, that's a mistake you cannot make.
I get it to a certain extent. It's a double chow that comes out backside gas station, but that's a 1-for-1 defensive position. You have to get away with 1 kill. So with that, now the flank has been made completely safe from the perspective of Tribe, making their move to try to at least threaten over towards A, but Pengy has slipped back over towards Cubby, looks at Bolu, but not looking able to find Muddy the shots. Help is here, but finally it comes out. Bolu gets the double, and it all rests with Legacy through mid-map, front side Brown, and he just don't feel great about his chances in a 1v4, especially from this position.
Yeah, I don't know how he thought they were going to let him just run out of there with his melee.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's going to be another Tribe round right now. It's looking pretty bleak for this Cold Shower squad. Obviously, you got Jesus picking up 5, but it's a team game at the end of the day. Tribe looking like the stronger team, and it's, once again, consistency across the board. When you got a player like Tectonic with only 2 kills and you still got this big of a lead, never going to be a good sign. We get a little bit more of an aggressive push right here as we do go ahead and flip sides, and we'll see what the offensive looks look like for Cold Showers, but Marshy on a nasty flank right here, and this is going to be tough to counter.
It's not even just the fact that Marshy's established some pressure on the flank. There was no trophy system down for the side of Cold Showers. Nades were successful, obviously not just for first blood, but it also allowed number 3 and Bolu to move forward. And man, Bobby, I gotta ask you, is this more of a credit to Tribe or more disappointment for Cold Showers? Because we expected this match to be competitive, and so far it's been anything but.
I think it's a little combo of both. I don't know. This does not feel like the Cold Showers team that we saw toward the later sides of Stage 3, and maybe it's a chemistry thing, but it's really tough to not give the credit to Tribe on this one. They are playing those trades perfectly. They get pushed up for the flank control again. Obviously, shot's going to go through, and they're going to get pushed back a little bit, and Pengy's going to be able to take down Tectonic. So you get the lives evened out right here, but every time it looks like ARP or other Cold Showers got a hole in the armor, the trades always go the way of Tribe.
The thing that's been really tough, at least from my perspective, and now these last 2 maps, is in these closing moments, we're starting to see no semblance of team control out of Cold Showers. It's a lot of these desperate plays. Let me see if I can make something happen. But gosh, you're just not going to get away with that against a team like Tribe, no matter how good or bad they're playing on the day. Vague, a really good look at the last double. Pistol out, Jesus will at least find 1 kill, but that is going to be it. Tribe gaining, casual, smiles, fist bumps, the whole 9 yards go their way.
And that's, I mean, we expected a win, and we didn't expect it to be that lopsided. Wow. That was something else. Tribe definitely setting the tone to start out the weekend, and especially against a team like ARP, they got to find a way to counter. We know Control's that swing mode. We'll see what they can do, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at the NYSLM versus Team Mobility Search and Destroy map, and a surprising start, especially for a team like NYSLM, who is typically so dominant in the Search and Destroy. You've got Yawn. 12 kills off the start, and it looks like they have not had a counter for him.
Yeah, and, you know, for what it is, you know, obviously Team Mobility started on the defensive side, but, man, getting 12 kills by way of scope for Yawn is definitely something to keep in the back of your mind if you're NYSL Mayhem, who have gotten very little participation out of anybody that's not named Space or Little B. So, see if they can try to find a way to get another offensive round on the board. The initial play out of Rayhan over towards B has shut down a lot of the attempt over towards Jungle individually, and you can see the defensive stack. Team Mobility realize and trust that Rayhan's got B, lets this full stack to make sure no one can come over towards A, and Yawn will absolutely hit that point home as he gets another round of space.
Just can't miss right now, and Rehan's applying the pressure to the backside as well. He's not missing either, and I don't understand why you got a sniper that's not missing. You're going to tell that with a KSP. Little B's able to find 1, but he and Space have been the only players that have found anything so far. You got Raballo at 0, Nero at 2. Carlos sitting at 1 right now. Those players have got to find a way to pick it up. Obviously, you do look to the switch over to the defensive side and think maybe we can turn things around right there. But if I've ever seen the flow state, you got to think it's pretty similar to what Jan's doing right now with 13 through the first 6 rounds.
The thing is, like, if you're going to go and try to isolate a scope, you have to commit to challenge or don't commit to challenge. One of the two. Decent bounce back here, though, as Carlos was able to get one before dropping, leaving Little B into what's going to have to be a 1v3 situation. Both weapons to work with. Does not realize that Claps has gotten around the back, though, of this trailer. So he's going to be a major issue unless he gets a blessed piece of COD timing. Obviously, you see him looking right, considering it. And the shots will actually give him the opportunity for a 1v1. Wants the scope, not going to hit it. 10 seconds left before he's going to have no time left to try to plant, and it'll be his life that gets expended. And a 5-1 defensive half for mobility coming out with the search and destroy. All cylinders firing hot.
And unfortunately for NYSL, Raballo was not able to travel with the team. So maybe you can point to that a little bit for the reason that he's struggling so far, but you got to find a way to put your team in position to make plays. And Rehan, the jump shot on the Little B off the start, but Raballo finds his first couple of kills, the double nade kill, and it is pure chaos over on the A side.
Carlos has read that there's more here too, by the way. He didn't maybe hit as many hit markers as he would like, but he definitely did get damaged up. So that's going to allow an opportunity for Nero to try to make a play, but maybe saw the shots coming out of Rehan and said, nope, I'm good. I'll just stay here. Let's hold our numbers and just make sure we get another round of the board. Should be good for it, depending on what happens over the middle of the map here. It's really the only opportunity that mobility have, unless they can find a way to isolate on one extremity or the other. But both players are really tucked in nicely. So it would have to be isolation here into Raballo. And wait a second, Engenic, he could get through. And yeah, he does open the door. So now all of a sudden the bomb can fly back over towards A if they're looking for a plant.
Jan missed the jump right there, but right now they've got the positioning. They don't have any type of map control over on the bomb site, but you still got those NYSL players sitting in the back in space looking to line up a cheeky wall bang right here. Not going to be able to do so, but if he keeps firing onto that bomb site, might be able to connect right here. And more than likely, he's going to wait for the bomb to go down to see if he can make something happen. You got Nero over on the other side of the map. He's going to be looking to make a flank right here in space. Not going to be able to connect. Jan doesn't have any need to do anything but wait right here, hoping he can connect on the FHJ, but the blast radius not quite wide enough, and Engenic gets the explosive onto Nero, and just like that, they got the man advantage once again.
That's one way to resist the post-plant retake. Rockets to consider. Space now, the next one has to moving forward, as on Carlos' side, he's trying to clear out trailer, not going to work out. So it's just down to space. A pistol gets done for 2. Quick scope now. Has Engenic in the corner, but can't finish off the final. And it's going to be a 6-1 tally as Engenic is the one able to close it out for mobility.
This is not a good sign for NYSL. Typically for them, Search and Destroy is going to be a game mode that you can typically lock in. So the fact that they're getting blown out like this, not a good sign. They got to find a way to turn around, looking for some wall bangs. You got to think they're not peeking any unnecessary angles off the start of this one as they play very, very passive. And nobody waiting over on the B-bomb site. This should be pretty much as free as it's going to get. And right now, the one player that might be able to make a play, number 4, it's going to be, or rather number 2, it's going to be Nero, and he does not win that gunfight.
Man, I love this for mobility. 4-man hit over towards B. You have one player making to the flank, cannot push through trailer. You keep him safe, and Jan is absolutely decimating, as there's nothing to speak of here for NYSL. Raballo over the back has been able to take down Jan, but his position very much so revealed and very much so dealt with swiftly. 7-1 to search and destroy mobility. Right back into the series, no problem.
That was the Jan and Engenic show right there. And that's not something I've seen out of Jan before. I know Engenic is an absolutely nasty player. Rehan hitting some crazy snipes as well. Engenic was actually a pickup from that UD team. So you know that he can compete with those top-level players, and obviously that pickup showing up big time up against NYSL.
And the other thing that we talk about a lot when it comes to New York and what they were able to or unable to do last year is consistency. Was all over the place from stage to stage. So definitely a bit of an eye-opener there in one of our other series, but we're getting ready to go into the control for our featured matchup. Tribe currently up 2-0 in very convincing fashion, and it's going to go down to a control on takeoff. Of course, if you're new to watching COD Mobile, or maybe you just haven't watched a lot from this last year, this is the new game mode in. First to 3 takes a progression. You need to be able to cap on both of the objectives before you lose 30 lives. And if you do successfully capture one of the zones, an extra minute is added to the initial minute 30 that you start with on the offensive side.
Marshy's using the UL 736. This feels like an ego move if I've ever seen it. Don't get me wrong. The UL, for an LMG, very, very solid, and especially when you're trying to hold those high ground positions, can be really, really good. But this is not a weapon I expected to see come out this weekend. And, you know, it's just Marshy doing Marshy things right here. He's finding those cheeky angles, winning the gunfights, does get turned on right there. His legacy does find two, but he gets traded out immediately by Jez.
You just need to see Cold Showers defending those positions a little bit more resiliently. I mean, it's the UL that comes out and just pushes off a couple of offensive members for Cold Showers, and that allows full clearance of the A zone just before the second tick of progress is locked in. So 50 seconds on the clock, 5 life advantage for Tribe as they start to set up for what is very common on this map mode combo, the spawn trap of doom. And well, Cold Showers are really starting to feel it as they're trying to make some progress over towards Launch Center, but they're being contested on every angle.
Yeah, and right now the life lead is going to continue to grow. Now 8 lives separating the two teams, and Vague needs one more bullet to get the kill, does get the assist as Jez slides up, clean things up, and I mean, Tribe once again not missing a beat. You see a little bit of control go in as we do get one tick going through for this Cold Shower squad, but the lives continue to take downward. They're trying to make it out of the spawn trap, but Marshy gets him down to 1 HP, not quite able to close out the kill. It gives them a tiny sliver of hope, but you got to get some crazy stacks through and some crazy gun wins to make it happen. That cannot happen. Vague, Bolu torching across the board.
He's a slippery little boy. My goodness. That just, can't happen. Marshy for the double. That will likely clean things up, and Bolu will get the final elimination. 2 ticks were locked in over at A, but largely speaking for Cold Showers, not able to do too much with it. And as we start to look over to what's available as we get to the initial moments of Tribe's offense, you have to keep in mind with a convincing defense like that, they will have specialist advantage in the early moments of this second round.
You got to feel like probably some frustration coming out of Jesus Can Save You right now. He's been relatively consistent for the squad in all 3 game modes, but just struggling to get the rest of the team to keep up. And off the bat, it's Tribe picking up a couple kills once again, typically on the defensive side especially. That's where you're going to be able to shine the most, so it's going to be interesting to see what Tribe can do here as they look to get some control, and right off the bat, they're going to go ahead and start getting a couple takes onto A. Pretty even in the lives, though.
It's a very early Purifier that doesn't really find too much for Jesus Can Save You. He does earn the Hunter Killer drone, but on towards A, go Tribe. Legacy from the bottom side of scaffolding. He gets taken down just as we switch away. Jesus Can Save You trying to win back part of this map on the top side of the minimap. And he's got a really good angle to make sure the fountain stays contested, and he can also turn this into position to try to use for maybe a spawn trap. Smoke is out, though, as Tribe make their next move. Marshy completely caught off. Jesus Can Save You able to tally up another double, and that will stop progress on A as the defense starts to come to life.
And you got to wonder if it's the nerves or if it's just Tribe's movement, whatever it is. A lot of these gunfights looking like they should be going the way of Cold Showers, but too many missed shots. And once again, you cannot afford to miss those shots up against a team like Tribe. This is the main stage. You got to be able to capitalize, and we see the life advantage, especially when you see a life advantage forming from the offensive side. Never going to be a good sign, but fortunately for Cold Showers, they've been able to keep Tribe pushed back. Not a ton of control. Looks like a good chance that they get the A capture right here. And more than likely, we're going to see the shift aways. There's no map control to try to contest, and Cold Showers going to look to play for B.
Man, that's tough scenes. So here we go. Extra 60 seconds added to the clock with that third tick of progress at A coming through for Tribe. Also holding a 5-life lead, and if they can get on towards B, pick your poison when it comes to if you want to use operators or not. But first and foremost, with this much amount of time, you may as well try to work for some key positions through the offensive side of the map. Maybe try to find a way to get a substantial high ground control over this B zone. That's exactly what Tribe are looking to do. Marshy now through the middle of the map, looking to set up a bit of pinch. As you can already tell, that Cold Showers, just no response. Just hoping they can find a way to react to what's happening, and it's not going all that well. Kills still favoring Tribe, who could either win this by stepping on the zone or finding the final 4 kills, whichever's more convenient.
And a lot of times when you see it come down to the last zone, you can maybe try to play a TDM, but with an 8-life gap, you cannot afford to do that. Obviously, Jez going to look to put in the spawn trap right there, backs up. Decides to use the utility once again, and they're just playing for info right now, letting the game come to them. They're going to pick up that final kill. And you got to think, when you give up an offensive round on control, it seems like it's only a matter of time.
This is the thing. So we saw this a lot through Latin America, India, as well as Europe. When you're up 2-0 like this, it's dealer's choice. You have the luxury of making the decision of, do we want to play for a win right here in round number 3 and start to spend our utility, or do we want to try to hold off and make sure we have those as kind of a get-out-of-jail-free card in case things do get interesting. But at the moment, it's anything but for Cold Showers as the first set of gunfights go the way of Tribe convincingly. Purifier's already out. That's going to make this spawn trap that much more resilient. And, well, if you can't take by the candor and tone, I think, of both my and Bobby's voice, I think it's only a matter of time here before we see the end of Cold Showers in this first round of Swiss.
And typically, we know Bolu a little bit more for his importance as the IGLO tribe, but showing that he can slay out with the best of them as well. He's got 21 to lead the lobby right now, and once again, Tribe looking to apply that pressure and see if they can put in the spawn trap as Tech makes his way to top stadium right here. He's on a 3 spree right now, a little bit of a slow game, but hasn't really impacted the team too very much. Pangy finally going to be able to find a big gunfight win, takes down Bolu right there, and alleviates a little bit of that pressure from the spawn trap, but they have no idea where Marshy is, and this should be another couple of free kills. He's not going to be able to find any, but continues to put that pressure up toward the spawn.
Yeah, the thing with this kind of a life lead, if you're Tribe, just even if you don't feel good about your ability of setting up a spawn trap, the offense still has to get onto a zone. And with the ability to still have players like Marshy deep into the offensive side of the map, it just makes life so darn difficult with only 11 lives and only 20 seconds to do too much. High ground position from said Marshy, able to find the clearance, and that is likely going to be about it as Tribe are now all of a sudden in the face of Cold Showers. And yeah, I don't know, man. This is really impressive from Tribe. I think it's definitely solidified a lot of our opinions on how good they look coming into this tournament. But I will say, Cold Showers, they were a disappointment in this one, assuming that it was going to be a little bit closer than what we got.
Yeah, realistically, I felt like Cold Showers coming in today was probably the only team that might be able to give Tribe a challenge. Coming up next, they're going to be playing the winner of Team Stamina up against DST. And I feel like Cold Showers likely has an edge over both of those teams. So you got to think their qualifying matchup probably not going to be too very close.
You mentioned that matchup. We've got it still on the bank for us. Raid control currently underway for Latin Souls and Stamina. Stamina up 2-0 in this series after a convincing search and destroy. They won that one 7-1. We also saw, of course, the near conclusion of the opening Summit Hardpoint, but how about this? Latin Souls looking pretty solid here in the raid control. Not only are they up 2-1, they're going to get an extra 60 seconds of time to play with here after they capture the A zone, which they get quickly.
And even if you do end up losing here, which to be honest, there's not any indication that they will, you move back to the defensive side, which is typically the strong side. So anytime you end up getting the majority of the defensive sides in control, it's going to be an advantage right off the start. And that's one thing Latin Souls can look to, and it's the swing mode. We'll see if they can turn it into something. But right now, they got to find a way to close out this before we start looking ahead to those next games. And right now, trying to push over to the B site, not looking great. To be honest, they do get a 3-feed right there, and that's going to open things up. The smokes go out. This is your best chance, absolutely, and you got to look to clear things out and stack the point.
It's just reckless on the point.
Those.
Finally, the kill comes out. A little bit more tested than it should have been. Smoke's now kind of embellishing the side staircase where the Pred missile gets called in. Desperate measures here from Stamina, fueling that this defense is not nearly as successful as they were hoping for. And that will allow them to regain, and not only regain the zone, they're going to push beyond it, try to play through art. But, Gravity Vortex got also called in. Maybe throwing a little bit too much at this is Stamina, as it's now becoming very clear-cut that the defense will win this round 4, but that is a major tool off the table, as Stamina will have to come back and win this round 5 offense coming up.
And right now, if you're Latin Souls, your biggest issue, you do not want to feed streaks the opposition.
Correct.
If you let them build those streaks to move into an offensive round, it's going to be really, really tough to counter. And looking up the top, 0 streaks ready to be used for Latin Souls, 1 operator, a whole lot of yellow up by the names for the Stamina side. To be honest, I feel like their best chance is to just sit back and make Stamina come to them, but Vibe is going to be able to find 2, nearly 3 right there. A 13 life advantage, not a good sign for the start of the next round if you're Latin Souls trying to clutch up.
Now the question is going to be, as Latin Souls just have 1 more life available to them, is how much of this do you read from Stamina's perspective? Because they're going to have a Goliath off the rip that could only be countered by Amelia. So, do you have the information that, hey, I don't think they have many specialists. Let's call on this Goliath off the rip. Give ourselves a ton of time to possibly play with. and then maybe have the lives be your win condition. I don't know. We'll see what they want to do here, as Stamina will be on this round 5 offense, and it looks like it's going to be a 2-3 split focused on the B side off the rip.
Yep, and Viben's going to look to get some mid-net pressure right here. Obviously, you got Jokbu looking to counter as they don't want to give up that early control here on the B side.
Oh,
Jokbu,
no.
you got to connect right there, and it's all Stamina in the feed. Not a single kill for Latin Souls so far. As the operators come in, Mammoth probably would have been nice to hit the first one. Probably could have afforded you a couple others if you had, but at the end of the day, does pick up 1 kill, and with Shotzi pushed up into this cheeky little spot, it's going to be tough to get pushed up. One player gets taken down right there. It's going to be Shotzi, and
to win these gunfights.
I can't lie. The gunfight's just looking rough.
That was, again, another moment for Latin Souls. It looked good for them on the recovery, but they cannot win these gunfights through the smoke, and all of a sudden, third tick of progress starting to be found. Wasti able to help himself to a double. One more on the corner. Well, you at least get the reload off, but it doesn't make a difference. It gets the kill or not. The objective's gone. You got